trips to Europe, what he has given like a diary to us. So first we start with the English book from one end, and that Mr. Vamsi Mohan, he will start the program. So we have this program until 12 o'clock. 12 గంటల దాకా కార్యక్రమం ఉంటుంది. ఈ గ్రంథగోష్ఠి అనేటువంటి కార్యక్రమం, గ్రంథగోష్ఠి అనేటువంటి ఈ కార్యక్రమం ప్రతి సంవత్సరం కూడా మనం ఈ గురు పూజ సంవత్సరాలు 3వ రోజు మనం పెట్టుకుంటున్నాం. దీంట్లో ప్రధానంగా మాస్టర్ ఈకే గారి గ్రంథాలని, వాటిలో ఉన్నటువంటి విషయాలను క్లుప్తంగా మనం చెప్పుకుని వాటిని అందరికీ తెలియజేయడం వాటి అనేటువంటిది ఇందులో ప్రధానమైనటువంటి ఉద్దేశ్యం. ఆ గ్రంథాలు వాటిని అధ్యయనం చేసి వాటిలో ఉన్నటువంటి విశేషాన్ని తెలియజేయడం అనేటువంటిది. అందుకని ఈరోజు ఇక్కడ 5గురు ముఖ్యంగా గ్రంథాలు గురించి ప్రసంగం. అందులో 2 మాస్టర్ గారి యొక్క ఆంగ్ల గ్రంథం గురించి ఆంగ్లంలోనే ప్రసంగిస్తారు. మిగతా 3 మాస్టర్ గారి యొక్క తెలుగు గ్రంథాలు గురించి తెలుగులో ప్రసంగిస్తారు. అది ఇప్పుడు కార్యక్రమం. Now Vamsi Mohan will start with the book Our Heritage. It is a book it is in questions and answers. Mostly those questions which were put in the accident when master was there in the accident, and also some few questions also from India, but mostly from the accidental people who has put questions and master has given answers. This we brought in the form of the book. So Vamsi Mohan will present. 15 minutes is allotted to you.
Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Vasudeva. At the outset, let me take this opportunity to pay respects to our beloved brother Shri Avari Narasimhamurthy, who shared the stage along with us for the previous occasions, numerous occasions. He has moved on in his journey into the higher echelons of divine life. I pray the Master to bestow strength to the family, the youngsters especially, and the lady. The present book given to me, Our Heritage, is a very vast ocean of knowledge which was very methodically, systematically organized into various chapters. These, as Master Ananta just explained now, are the various interactions with the brothers which Master has given during the end of each of his discourses in the Occident. One of the questions which was put forth by one of the disciples was, spiritually speaking, what are the rightful standards by which one can spend one's own earned money on personal choice? One can get amused by just thinking at this question. What is the link between money and spirituality? The Master was very clear and very curt in his observation. He just spelled out, spiritually speaking, money has only one value. It determines the morality of an individual. Whatever be the earning capacity of a householder, the householder accepts services from his wife, from his children and other household in terms of service while serving food and other issues in the house, and he accepts them without really showing any cognizance of having accepted such services. And this labor which he actually has taken from the household makes him obligatory enough to repay them back. Otherwise, he will incur a huge amount of spiritual debt. He is expected to repay them back by means of looking after their personal needs and wants. He may also shower ample amount of affection and also concern. He is duty bound to do this, otherwise he is expected to have incurred a lot of spiritual debt. And also, a spiritual person is expected to involve himself in charity. Even though he earns a lot of money, it is of no use till such time he puts it to a very just use. Charity does not mean publicity gaining stunt in which lots of money are spent by a so-called spiritualist in the presence of people. It is generally said the charity a hand does should not be known to the other hand. So charity becomes another important aspect of the earnings of a householder. And the most important aspect regarding money, and the third aspect, is about the amount of money which is borrowed, and then what does an individual does about the amount he has already taken as a loan. Every penny he has taken on loan should be paid back without any doubt. And in fact, the money lenders are two types. One who is otherwise well off, and one who is not so very forceful about asking back his money. Such persons' loans are to be cleared off most importantly in the earliest possible time frame. Even a single penny spent on individual personal needs, wants, not needs, accounts to a certain degree of immorality. A person's attitude towards the money is like a thermometer of his spiritual progress. Whether it is normal, subnormal, or abnormal is determined by his attitude towards the money. The second question which I would deal from the book is regarding the question put forth on astrology. Some modern scientists believe that astrology is no science, as planets are gods conferring benefits or curses on man. What is your opinion about the matter? This was the question put to the master, for which he replied very succinctly. He says, science is a very vast subject. A scientist who proclaims himself so may be an adept in the subject of his choice. He also says it may not be so. In spite of having no knowledge of science, a person can proclaim himself to be a scientist of that subject. But however, a scientist of one subject may not be in the know-how of another subject which he did not make a study into. So, a person making a loose comment on a subject so deep and so arcane as astrology is like a barber making comment about physics or astrophysics. And he said, no further opinion is required on this matter. The other point of the question which says the planets are referred to as gods and that they have curses or benefits to bestow upon the population. The master is very, very succinct in putting such issues. He draws an analogy. He says, let us say Germany has invaded England. So what does that mean? Does that mean Germany as a whole country gets up and befalls upon the other country, England? So it is understood that a certain population which makes important decisions in a particular country called Germany have taken a decision to invade. So that's how it is figuratively said that Germany has invaded England. In the similar way, the planets does not mean just a particular planet, but it means the whole sum of the life force which is prevalent on the planet, including the every minutest cell on the planet. So there is a presiding deity for each planet. The presiding deity has a personality, an aura, which is categorized by giving a symbolical glyph and a symbolical name as a planetary god who is presiding over that planet. So that's how the planets they have a very, very profound influence on the humanity as such. And the third question, which was very zealously put forth, was about the crisis that India is facing. Mind you, this question was more than 3 decades old, but is still very pertinent in the present day circumstances also. The question put forth was, what is the solution that the master could suggest for the India's present day crisis? The master was very, very curt and again very apt to point out that the ways of satisfying one's needs and gratifying senses by use of materialistic methods and commercialism has been put to vigorous tests and met with failure in the Occident. So the commercialism is not at all a way forward because it is no solution. In fact, it murkies the whole constitution and the whole mankind itself. He was very clear in saying the socio-economic basis should in fact form the foundation of the spiritual way of living in India. The only way ahead is the subject has to be dealt with at the grassroots level. The grassroots, the sprouts in the form of children have to be imparted with the education which should be hand in hand along with the yogic practices and the spiritual way of living apart from the normal literacy imparted. Every child should be put to manual labor on a daily basis for a specific period of time. It is a very, very crucial part of the education. Subjects like agriculture, housemaking, food distribution, food production, cloth making, house building, they have to be given a very important role in the daily curriculum, including practical tests. Apart from these major initiatives, the child should be reared in a competition-free environment. Competition makes brutes out of people, and it is no way of imparting education. The child should be given an atmosphere where he just learns in a playway-like situation without the stress and strain of the competition in the name of memory tests. And finally, 30% of the educated lot are expected to move to villages and help India de-urbanize. And unless these sorts of drastic measures are taken, and these measures, I am sure in the coming days, we all will see Master guiding us into the similar situation so that we all can look forward to a very prosperous, self-contained and glorified India. Vasudeva.
Vasudeva. Now, about the same book with some more questions which are answered by Master E.K. that will be presented by Fani Gopal.
Vasudeva. Ikirala kulambodhi vidhumanandarupinam anantarya tanojatam krishnam vande jagadgurum आराधनमो यतीन्द्र श्रीपदाब्जे सत्वसिद्धये यत्र जोले विक्षिप्तं समस्तं च रजस्तमः सीताराम यतीन्द्र श्री भाववाङ्मयबोधकं सहस्रमुखसन्दीप्तं श्रीलक्ष्मणयतिं भजे. Vasudeva. Brother Vamsi has already introduced about this book. This book, Our Heritage, is a book of solutions to many questions. The main thing that has to be observed in this book is how Master answers these questions. Most of the questions are answered in the first line. So, for example, if you see the question, what is the difference between spiritualism and religion? He answered it in the first line. It is a difference between education and educational institution. Spiritualism is like education and religion is like educational institution. And similarly, you can, in another question, he asked, what is the difference between Vedic age and Upanishadic age? So, the way he answered, the skillful ignorance of a scholar, see the answer, the skillful ignorance of a scholar that makes him differentiate between Vedic age and Upanishadic age. So there is another question is asked about is it proper to eat about cow slaughter? What are the political and religious implications of cow slaughter? So the answer is again like this. It is not related to political or religious matters. It is related to your moral. It is more moral and social in nature. So the taste of a person who want to take a food, neither religion nor politics can decide it. It is because of its own taste he is making the mistake of this slaughter. So like this, if you go through different chapters, this has miscellaneous topics in this, like all the questions related to a topic are arranged in a chapter. So you can, we'll see some questions, like I'm going to present you a question on surrender to a personal guru is recommended as the final step of emancipation in Bhagavad Gita. How can we know if the personal guru is the right guru or fake? Because the Lord suggested that surrender as a final step of emancipation. So what happens, the doubt of a person is, suppose if he surrenders to a wrong person, what will be his fate? The answer is again like what we have seen in the previous questions. Surrender is a step that is totally concerned with the person who surrenders. Surrender is a step that is totally concerned with the person who surrenders and not the person to whom he surrenders. So, as the generally we think that we have surrendered to our Guru, we have totally surrendered, means our wishes, our desires, everything. But gradually, as we do sadhana, the percentage increases. But initially, when we think we have surrendered, it is not that we have surrendered. When we ask Guru, what shall we do? Generally, we try to get the answer from Guru what we want. Suppose if we want to do the work, we want to get the answer from Guru that you do this work. We don't mostly listen to what he says, but we want to get the answer from Guru. Suppose if we like to do that work, we will keep on asking him till he says, okay, do it. So, step by step, as we do sadhana, we will approach that 100% surrender. And when we get this 100% surrender, nature will lead us to the right Guru. He writes this, in this respect, there is no flaw in the nature. When there is 100% surrender, definitely you are led to the right person. So this flaw, there is no flaw, that is made in italic in the book. So, fake gurus are made available to fake disciples. So, fake gurus are made available to fake disciples. Only when you have a motive, you are led to the fake guru. Master used to give a funny example for this. There is a guru who came to the village. So he announced that whatever gold you bring to me, I will double that. Whatever gold you bring to me, I will double that gold. So this is taking place, and one household, one family has invited the guru. Seeing his powers, they have invited to their home. So he came to their home. They gave a small piece of gold, and somehow he doubled the amount of gold and gave him. So what happened, they called all their family members, and the husband called his family members, wife called her family members. So everybody brought a lot of gold, and they gave to Swamiji, you have to do puja and double our gold and grace us. He told, okay, but there is one condition. I will start the puja. Till 7 days, you should not open that container which has the gold. So the puja starts. So he told what all the things are required. They brought everything, and grandly the puja started. So first day puja is completed, second day, third day, and fourth day these people brought the things required for puja. And that morning Swamiji is not there. Swamiji disappeared, but still that container is there, which they have put the gold on the first day. So these people have a doubt now whether to open or not. If they open, the Swamiji has already instructed, because before 7 days if you open, you will have only sand and stones in that box. So they dare not open that box, but Swamiji is not there. So should they open or not? So they are in a dilemma. So finally they waited for the 7 days, and on the 7th day evening they opened the box to see sand and stones. So the gold disappeared along with Swamiji. This is a real story. This happened.
This is a real story which happened in this city, Guntur, in our childhood.
So this happened in Ananta's childhood, and it happened on January 9th, 2016. On the day we are starting to Guru Puja, the morning newspaper has this news. So now you understand how they are attracted to fake gurus. What is the reason? Because they have a motive. They have a motive that they want to double their gold without working for that gold. So they are attracted to that type of guru. This is how nature, see, Master told, fake gurus are made available to fake disciples. They are made available. So our sincerity in the path paves the way for Guru to approach us. Until this, so what should we do until we find the right Guru? We have to wait sincerely. We have to follow the right path shown by all the Gurus. And we have to do sadhana along those lines until we find the unknown Guru. So when we do sadhana sincerely, Guru finds us by himself. We cannot find the Guru until Guru finds us, until Guru allows us to find him. So along births and rebirths he will be guiding us, but physically until we are mature enough, he won't let us meet him. So Master also wrote about how these fake gurus will be. Suppose if somebody says, I am your Guru, be sure he is not your Guru. Suppose if anyone tries to receive some favor from you, or tries to own you or infringe your fundamental right of independent thinking, be sure you are in a presence of non-Guru. Guru never advises you without you asking. 5 నిమిషాలు